Hey guys, it's been like a really long time since I've updated. I'm currently 22 weeks and 6 days pregnant with my twins. For any of you that don't know, well, you probably don't because I've been slacking. My girls they're girls. They're girls. I'm having girls. And that was definitely a shocker. I'll have to maybe see if I can post the video or what of it. So we definitely felt like we were having girls, but it was funny because boys run really strong in my husband's family. But I feel like these are girls, even though like the whole time before we even tried to get pregnant, we were like, we're probably gonna have boys, and I feel like I'm gonna be a better boy mom and all that kind of stuff. So I was really not surprised when I found out, but it's definitely good to know. I feel weird videoing myself, but I feel like it's been so long. My hair is pretty long right now. You can actually see, it's funny, my insulin pump sticking out of my shirt. I figured I would just do a video in the car because I've been slacking and not doing any videos at all. So what was I gonna tell you guys? Okay, so as of 21 weeks, that's probably when I'd say I've really felt them moving for the first time. I kept thinking, of course, you feel something, but this is for sure when I knew, like, I feel them moving, and it was funny, the first time they moved like crazy is when I had some chicken Alfredo, which I don't really have chicken Alfredo much because of my diet restrictions, because that's kind of a high carb meal, but that day I really wanted it and I didn't eat the whole thing. So I got it and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, my stomach is like rumbling like crazy. And then and then I like went to touch my stomach, put my hand on my stomach, and I was like, okay. And then I felt like them kicked back, and it was just weird. So anyway, that was like it was a cool feeling, because this is my first pregnancy, so 2 in 1, it's cool. So anyway, that was a pretty cool feeling. So now I definitely feel them more often. Again, I don't think my husband's still not felt them. It's not been like where I could say, come here, this is where the foot is, or anything like that, even though tomorrow I'll be 23 weeks, which is kind of crazy. I'm really like pleased with how I'm doing. Like, I've only really had I've been doing so good. I go on a walk twice a day with the girls. My gosh, it looks so funny. We at work, we go for like a 15-minute walk twice a day, or we try to anyways for our break. Instead of smoking, we go, not that we smoked before, but we go on a long break. And then so I think that's helped me a lot as far as that goes. I did have a lot of swelling in my feet to begin with, not to begin with, but I had a lot of swelling in my feet the past couple weeks, and my doctor was like, that does not seem normal. But maybe with there being 2, and I think also because it was warm, I've not had as much swelling the past few days, so that's been good. The past few weeks, so as it's getting a little bit cooler, even though it's mid-August right now, it's August 15th, and my feet aren't as bad. Of course, they're bigger than they usually are, but they're not like how they were a few weeks ago when they, I call them Fred Flintstone sweet. Wow, I can't talk. Fred Flintstone feet is what I called them. So, my husband put some oils on them and rub them for me, so that was nice, and I'd prop them up at night and not have any issues. I'd say the other thing that I've went through, and I just want to know, is I don't normally get heartburn, and I don't get it really during the day, but what's happening is at night I'll wake up to pee, and then I'll sit up and I have heartburn. So I've been taking Tums in the middle of the night, so between 3 and 5 a.m. pee, have heartburn, probably because they say just sometimes from laying down like that, and then I will put my to take my Tums and go back to sleep. A few nights ago I woke up actually choking on stomach bile or something. It was disgusting and it burned really bad, but that's again another thing that I've had to deal with as far as that goes, is the heartburn, but that's just at night, it's not during the day. So I really and everyone keeps telling me you're doing so good. I've actually only gained 6 pounds. I'm already overweight though, so keep that in mind for anybody that is maybe normal weight. I know with being overweight, they really want me to gain 30 pounds maybe, even though I'm having multiples. Again, that's still weird to say multiples because, I see it on the ultrasounds and stuff, but still does not seem real at all. At all. But anyways, so and I'm just noticing how long my hair looks right now in this. So I don't really like to take videos or images of myself, so that's why half the time I don't do this, because I look like, I mean, I usually look like a hot mess. Like even now I have all this lighting and I don't know. But anyway, it's like natural lighting. So anyway, what else can I tell you guys? Well, we're living with my parents. I don't know if I told you guys that before. And again, that's because of my husband's job situation. It's definitely been a hard few months. We are still living with my parents until he gets a solid job. And we're believing that things are going to work out. You know, we've been putting our trust in God a lot. We've been saying like, oh, this is going to be all up to us. Or we've been trusting in like the things that we know to do, and you know, calling people like crazy and doing everything in the natural that we can. But we just decided, you know what, God, we're gonna put the trust in you. So literally, since it's probably been almost 3 weeks now that we've been praying together almost every morning. We've missed a few, but for the most part we do pray together every morning. And it's just such a beautiful thing to even just pray with your husband, have him speak life over your children. And you know, just seeing these babies are doing so good, and praying just like, and thanking him for what we do have. You know, a lot of people could say, oh gosh, you live with your parents, and my husband is working a job. It's not the job that he should be working as a laborer, and he's not making what he should. But we have a house, we have a roof over our head, we live with my family, we have our own room, our needs are taken care of, we eat, you know, we have all those kind of things that a lot of people don't have. We have our basic needs met. So if you're going through something too, or you just feel frustrated, I would say just trust, like, just remember the things that you do have, and to just put your trust in God that it's going to be okay, and maybe start giving thanks for the things that you do have. So we've definitely shifted our attitude and started just thanking God for things that we do have. We finally got our transmission fixed as well. That was a big hurdle for us. It was like transmission, then we want him to get a steady job, then we're going to find our own place. And time is ticking. My shower is September 15th, and so I really wanted to have a place by then so we could put all of our stuff in there. If I don't find a place by October 1st, I think we are gonna just say, you know what, we're staying here for the first couple of months. That's again it's not ideal, but you know, when you're having 2 babies, maybe that's just sometimes you need help. So maybe we need to suck up our pride a little bit, because a lot of cultures do have people help them or come live with them even for a few months. So maybe it's just the American way, where you have to live a certain way and do it this way, otherwise it looks bad. But you know what, I'd rather have family helping me and deal with a little bit of uncomfortable things at first. But again, it's not ideal. God, please let us get our own place. But we'll see what happens. Things might be moving. There's been he's had a couple interview opportunities, which has been cool for him. He has got another one tomorrow. I mean, he's not sitting on his butt. My husband is one of the hardest workers that I know. He's a worker. He hates being laid off. He can't deal with it. You know, a lot of guys want to get laid off. Like, hey, I'll give me the check. I'll sit at home and be laid off. Not him. He's like, put me to work. I can't deal with this being laid off. I don't want to. Let me work all year long. So he again is not like that whatsoever. As far as, let's see, what else do I update you on? So, the transmission. I wanted to tell you about that. So we found a place that could give it to us for a little better deal. They said $1,800 to $2,200. They were rebuilding our transmission on the car. So we got that done. But what was so cool, like, I feel like as soon as we started putting our trust in God, things just started happening. When we just started praying and saying, God, you know, thank you for what we do have. Not just, oh God, this is what we need. Like, he knows what we need, but I said, thank you for what we do have, and giving him praise for, you know, looking at things like the glass half full instead of half empty. And again, we have these 2 girls that are on our way. Like, God wouldn't just give us these girls without giving a means to provide for them. So what happened is he went to this interview a couple weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and he thought, oh, this is it. It's going to be a perfect fit for him. And then we find out he didn't get it. But what was really cool is that same day is somebody left me an anonymous note at work. They left me a note, and it had a scripture about like people that put God first, and that he will take care of their needs, and about if you seek him. And then they left a note saying, you know, I've been praying for your husband and your girls quite often, and God put it on my heart to bless you with this money for your transmission. And so they left us $200. I mean, that's a big help. I mean, $200 to some people is nothing, but to us, it was such a blessing. So I'm at work like crying at my desk because I feel so blessed that God's reminding us, you know what? I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of your needs. And you know, then somebody else gave us another $200 that week randomly, somebody that we wouldn't expect it from. And then our church gave a little bit of money towards the transmission. So literally we had like $800 off of what we would have paid. So again, we put a lot of money into it ourselves, and we didn't pay the $3,500 original quote. We paid $2,200, you know, minus the $800. So like we didn't put that much into it. I mean, it was still a lot of money that you'd rather save for maternity leave, but I'm just so thankful that for those things. I mean, him reminding us, he's like, you know what, I got you. You just keep being faithful with what you have. And so that meant so much to me. I put like that in this little box. I started creating this little box for the girls, and I put that along with a lot of the ultrasounds in there. So anyway, that's another side note. I'm at the point now where I'm going every other week for ultrasounds, so the appointments are picking up. Everything's going good. The girls are measuring, like, you know, with identical twins. If you don't know that, they talk about something called twin-to-twin transfusion that can happen, and that's kind of like when one of the babies gets more than the other, and the other one can suffer because they're a lot smaller. Well, they look to make sure that they're growing within a certain range of each other, and if it's greater than 20% difference, then that's not good. Well, my girls are growing like exactly almost the same. The last time they were 0.3 ounces apart, and for being, at the time it was like 20 weeks, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, obviously if they were like 3 or 4 ounces apart when they were like about to be born, that's not a big deal, but right now, like, for them being smaller, it's like there's no signs of twin-to-twin transfusion. Everything looks like it's good. Your sugars are doing well. My A1Cs are still good. I mean, I still have my things here and there, but overall, like I said, last A1C 4.7, and I barely ever let my sugars get above 200, let alone 180. I mean, I like to try to keep them around low 100s, if not lower than that. So, and of course I stress when they go anything higher than that. So I just trying to think if there's any other updates. I'll probably think of stuff later. 22 weeks. Is there anything else I noticed this week? I definitely am feeling bigger this week. I think that I've always, like I said, I've always had a gut, but I didn't feel like I was getting that big, I guess. And this week I definitely feel it. I'm starting to feel like when I roll over, like, ugh, I gotta roll the babies to this side and that side. So the past few weeks, I'd say I'm feeling that. And, you know, next week I'll be 6 months, and I'm thinking, oh wow, I still have like at least 3 months to go. Like, if everything goes well, there's like 14 weeks left, I think, if I'm gonna go up to the 37 week mark, and that's if I go like to 37. Obviously that's what my hope is, that I go to 36 to 37 and they be here in November sometime. But we'll see. I'm still believing very positive because things are going so good, and I feel so blessed because I know not everyone has that story, and every appointment that you have and things go well, you thank God for it. And don't live in fear. I'm not saying that at all, but I also just want to say, be thankful for every moment that you have or gift that you're given like this. I know not everyone always has good pregnancies, but I'm just thanking God that it is going well, because I have so many other things I have to deal with. I can't deal with anything else right now. We're going through a lot as far as transition goes, and it's hard. Probably the hardest, I would say, for my husband, or for me to see him like that. But anyways, that's about it for right now for my 22 week update.